Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. In this video we will be looking at which chakra you need to heal. I even specifically pulled cards that say which chakra it is, so it makes it pretty clear and obvious. And then so I pulled that card, which is an oracle card, and then another oracle card, and then as usual 6 oracle cards. So that's how it will be for each of the 3 piles. Here is stack 1A, stack 2B, stack 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you're most drawn to. If you're not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you. I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. You can also choose more than one if you're feeling drawn to more than one, or even all 3. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So the cards pulled here are the Knave or Page of Cups upright, the Strength card in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse, the Three of Swords upright, Wheel of Fortune upright, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. And then for the oracle cards, we have Crown Chakra, number 7. The frequency of the Crown Chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. And then we have Teach and Share, Instill, Instruct, Educate. That's been getting pulled a lot for people lately, like when I've been doing my ASMR live streams too. Yeah, so that's interesting. I want to look at this crown chakra again. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe. Yeah. So there's different messages coming through here. Let's see where I would like to start. So if yours doesn't come through at first, then you might have to wait a bit. First, I do want to say I think a lot of you who have chosen this stack have been going through a lot of tough times lately, and it's been making you feel like you're being punished in some way, or you feel like you're not really being protected by spirit in some way. I think a lot of you are trying to connect with your guides or to your higher self or even to passed on loved ones. And maybe a lot of you haven't been given the signs, like any signs at all, and maybe you haven't been given clear signs. Maybe it's hard for you to use your intuition at this moment. The crown chakra and third eye chakra are very similar in my eyes because without the third eye chakra, considering that, you can't fully connect to spirit without your intuition, and that's mainly located in the third eye chakra. And that chakra, by the way, is talked about in stack 2 if you feel drawn to that stack as well. My cat looks like he wants to start scratching at the bed. Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that, actually. Don't do that. Okay, good boy. Where was I at? Oh, so I feel like a lot of you have been waiting to hear signs, and you haven't been given the signs. And for some of you, again, you've just been going through some really difficult times lately. Oh, there's my cat. Let's see if you can... Axel, oh, Axel. Alright, I did have to pause the video because of my cat. So I was going to say that some of you, it's about the messages you haven't been receiving from spirit that you've been really on the lookout for. But for a lot of you, it's more about the experiences in life that you, or situations in life that you are going through right now. And it feels like spirit isn't on your side, or it feels like you could be punished. Or it feels like, maybe you've done these pick a card readings and it seems like things are going in the right direction, and so you lead yourself down a path, but then it feels like that path isn't right for you anymore. And then a lot of you, I think, are very confused and feeling very disconnected from spirit. Like, I thought that this is what you wanted me to do, spirit. I was listening to all these things and doing all these things. I will say for some of you, I think you've been listening to too many pick a card readings about a specific topic in your life, or even just in general. Because when we keep listening to the pick a card readings and they keep saying the same messaging, and if you still feel like you're not sure and you keep needing that validation, then spirit doesn't want to keep relaying messages to you because they want for you to just believe the messages that you've been told and to be on the lookout for what unfolds in your life. So for some of you, I know that that's very difficult. Like, I struggle with that too. Do not even worry about, like, not as much for other people's pick a card readings, like, sometimes maybe, but it's more so for myself. Like, I'll keep pulling cards about a situation, like, one inconvenience will happen or something, even if it's major, like, if it's bad in any way, I'll pull cards, and when I do that, I always pull cards that are like, "You need to literally chill out and let go of control." It's like, I know, so I think some of you may have control issues as well, where it's like, and I think with the Queen of Swords being in reverse, a lot of you could be very snappy at this point in time too, where it's like, well, I was told that these different things are going to happen, or like, or if you're just feeling punished, it's like a lot of you are unleashing some anger out on people now, where it's like, I've been waiting so long for this to happen. I've been working so hard, but this thing still isn't happening yet. Why isn't it happening? And for a lot of you, I will say, I get the sense that it's actually not the time for a certain something to happen in your life, and for also a lot of you to just be patient. I think when a lot of you are with the Three of Swords upright, it just makes me think that a lot of these feelings that you're expressing, if they're not new, then they're maybe starting to be newly expressed in some way. I don't know how else best to describe that, but it feels like there just feels like a lot going on. With the Wheel of Fortune upright, feels like there's a lot of new beginnings going on still, but maybe things just aren't happening in the way you would like for them to. So with all the changes, I think a lot of you feel very discouraged, and I think some of you maybe are lacking confidence as well in this situation, or maybe you don't feel like you have much experience. But for some of you, it just does boil down to the fact that things aren't turning out the way you'd like for them to, or things are taking longer than you'd like for them to. This can also, the spread, just indicate that you feel disconnected from your crown chakra and from spirit or the universe, because I think there's issues from your past that you haven't fully worked through, and they are affecting you in the present. And for some of you, you hear about the saying of more abundance will flow to you when you clear out the clutter. I don't know what, like, the specific saying verbiage is, but the more you heal yourself, the more you allow room for abundance to enter. So a lot of you, I think, things aren't happening right now in your life that you'd like to, or in the way you'd like for them to, because there's a lot of junk energy that is stagnating your crown chakra, especially, where I think spirit has been trying to give you messaging of, hey, this is what's going on. We are trying to protect you, or we are trying to guide you. But a lot of you aren't able to receive that messaging because there's just so much fog in your head. I wouldn't be surprised if with the Queen of Swords in reverse too, a lot of you could be very much overthinkers, but with the King of Cups in reverse, a lot of you could be overfeelers as well, which is not a good combination, I know. So because of that, I think you just worry about many things. And I think, and I do not say this in a negative way, I think some of you could be very dramatic as well, where it feels like one misstep or one mistake makes everything go tumbling down, and you feel very down on yourself and very much lack that confidence to continue to move forward. It's really interesting though, because with the Wheel of Fortune upright, again, that feels like a lot of new beginnings are actually happening for you. I think some of you just need to be patient. And if you're feeling any fogginess, or it's hard to connect clearly to spirit, then you need to work on healing those moments from the past that are still affecting you. And I can't tell you for sure what that is, but with the Strength card in reverse, this is something, or this is someone that has really, I just have to keep bringing up the confidence, where I feel like there's self-esteem or confidence issues, even if it's just for like one area of life. Let's say you're a completely confident person when it comes to what you can do career-wise and even in your friendships, but if this involves love, which for some of you it might because of those cups cards, if it involves love, maybe you're just very hypervigilant when it comes to love. Maybe it's because your parents didn't have a good relationship, or they separated when you were younger, And so those are things to look at, where I think you are a lot stronger than you gave yourself credit for, but you don't allow yourself to perceive your strength or even tap into your strength. I think your default is to kind of give up sometimes, but Spirit is saying, hey, there's a lot of good things coming. You gotta just not give up and you gotta be patient. And also, if you're wanting messages from us, they want you to not ask so many times the same question or just multiple different questions about a situation. They want for you to also trust your own instincts and not only rely on them. Because if you only rely on them, then you're not really living your life. You're just living through only through spirit, which I guess some people in the spiritual realm would say that that's kind of what you're supposed to do. But I say that you live your own life. You're supposed to break karmic patterns and you're supposed to, oh, that's the thing too, with the crown chakra here. I think some of you, oh, and teach and share. Yeah. I think a lot of you, oh, Wheel of Fortune. Yes. Life cycles. Some of you probably there's a theme in your life that you're experiencing right now that's a very major theme that's affecting everything. And for some of you, if it does feel like, why me, Spirit? Why does this keep having to happen to me? Or why aren't things happening the way I want them to happen yet? A lot of this could be very karmic. So if you believe in past lives, this could relate to a past life, or I get the feeling it's more than one past life where there's something or somebody from a past life that is present in this lifetime. And when I say that, I have to mention that when I talk about people in a past life, how they affect you in this life, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily somebody who's reincarnated in this lifetime and is in your circle of people. But, people can still have soul ties to you from past lives as well. And people can have place karmic. Ooh, what is that sound? People can place karma upon you in past lives. I don't think y'all can hear that. Hopefully not, but it's outside noise. I'm just gonna keep going. Hopefully it's not too distracting. I think the snow plow must be here. By the way, I'm filming this very early in advance. I've been feeling very creatively inspired lately and like wanting to do a lot of reading. So I've been just like filming a lot. Yeah, so this is filmed quite a bit in advance. But whenever I do the ones that are far in advance, even when I pull for me, they always end up being still very accurate and spot on. Anyway, so maybe that's why too. It's like there's so many messages that Spirit has. What was I saying? See, I'm tapping into my crown chakra because the Spirit's like there's a bunch of different themes and messages we want for you to relay through your readings, and go ahead and do that. So I've been feeling very inspired. So some of you too could be lacking in creativity, and that could be very difficult for you to try and feel not creatively stuck anymore. Because a lot of us, when we think about chakras and creativity, we think about sacral, but for a lot of you, I think a lot of your art comes from intuition. And so that would be third eye chakra and crown chakra. So I think a lot of you, if you connect more to your crown chakra, you'll be able to feel a lot more creative. And the strength in reverse could indicate that burnout or feeling very stuck creatively. And I just think there's a lot of areas of life that are affected right now. And again, any one theme that you're thinking of, or maybe two themes that you're thinking of as it relates to this reading and to your crown chakra, once you work on healing those things and working on your crown chakra, you'll, like, everything in your life will make a lot more sense and things will fall into place a lot more easily. And you just won't be so stuck anymore. And sorry, that plow is distracting me, but that's okay. And teach and share. That's the thing. With any karmic lessons that need to be learned, breaking them will help you to move forward and tell other people about what you've learned and to tell other people about how you've healed. I think now too, some of you need to focus on that healing aspect of yourself before any super big major changes can happen, because it just does feel like things will fall into place when you're able to heal yourself. I'm actually on that type of journey myself too, where it's like I want a lot of things to happen, but Spirit keeps telling me you need to be able to let go of control and focus on yourself. I think so much of us are so focused on the end goal. We're so focused on the what ifs, and we're so focused also on the past. I think a lot of you struggle to be present. So part of what a lot of you also need to learn is practicing more gratitude. And I think when you do that, then Spirit will realize that you're not only just wanting, but you're accepting your situation and you're working toward doing better for your life while also being open to the messages from spirit directly. So there needs to be not just a reliance on spirit or the universe or God, that type of energy. There also needs to be more of a reliance on yourself, and you'll see that spirit will be a lot more willing and open to working with you when you're able to work on that crown chakra in a way that gets things more balanced. And I think doing that will allow any big changes to happen, any stagnancy will clear, and any confidence or self-esteem issues that you have or have recently had will be cleared away. But yeah, something I do have to say is focus on, because when I think of crown chakra energy, I think, well, root chakra energy, I think of more the past, crown chakra, more like the present slash future. But there really is a sense that you need to work on being present, and that will help you with any future endeavors that you have, but also will help you with healing the past if you allow yourself to open up in that way. I think some of you could be, it could be hard for you to open up to yourself as well. And that's why there may be some anger issues, or like you might be snapping at people lately. So allow yourself to feel emotionally down, talk to yourself, even talk to spirit about it too. Like talk out loud or talk in your head or write in your journal about how you've been feeling about the current life situation and the things you'd like to change. And then doing so in like a quiet environment if you can, just really sitting there and meditating. A lot of you need to work on meditating more too. I think doing these things will actually allow the answers to come to you. I think a lot of you just aren't taking the time to sit there and like really be still. Some of you say maybe that you meditate or that you give yourself Reiki, but do you really sit there and be still with your thoughts so that the correct ones come in? Don't question the thoughts, allow thoughts to come in, and then you'll realize that the correct messaging will come through when you also allow yourself to be still. But a lot of you aren't able to be still right now because you're so hyper vigilant and you're in fight or flight. So you got to work on those things that are nagging on you from the past. If you really can't shake past life regression stuff, you could see a past life regression therapist. But really all you need to do is do cord cutting. Like I practice cord cutting, and just you could just say something like, even if you don't know specifically what the situation is and you're trying to meditate on it, you could be like, I am cutting the cords from all connections, all situations, all people from any and all past lives and all future lives. Like nothing can attach to me or affect me in any negative way, all of that. I could see doing something like that would be very helpful for you. But let's go into the sacred geometry. Wait, I think there was more I wanted to say, isn't there? There's more I wanted to say about things not maybe coming true. At the beginning of this reading, oh, I want to say some of you are maybe trying to just in general manifest right now. And if you're manifesting too much or you're going overkill on it, Spirit is saying to chill on that, because doing all that, you're not allowing the energy to actually flow through. You can do it more than once. You can manifest more than once, but don't constantly throughout the day be always manifesting uh the same things. Spirit wants for you to show that you trust in them. And so to do that, you have to let go of control and trust that things will work in your favor. You can't, if you're anxious about it, then that means you don't fully trust in its potential to happen. And let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, I just feel like there's a big disconnect between you and other people right now. You may even be going through difficulty of some sort of romantic relationship ending. If that's the case, Spirit is saying that with the Wheel of Fortune being right there, like you have the ability to find actually a better partner for you, or if you're just going through difficulties in your relationship, Spirit is indicating that there's likely somebody out there for you who will make you feel better about yourself. Most certainly, because we have the Wheel of Fortune here, and with the Queen of Swords in reverse in this case, I would think that um you won't have to try super hard in that relationship. Like if you're taking up a lot of the energy to make a relationship, whether it's a friendship, a family member relationship, or a romantic relationship, whatever it is, if you're the one putting in all the time and effort to make it grow, Spirit is saying that you have to lay back a bit and see what happens. And if people show their true colors and they're not putting in the effort that they need to, then you know what to do moving forward, which is hopefully not to just be too lenient on these people, because you need to protect your space, you need to protect your energy, and this is indicating that I'm hearing a song, Casey Musgraves, how's it go? Rainbow. There will always be a rainbow shining over your head, like spirits watching over you, and you don't need to worry about these negative circumstances lasting forever. You don't need to worry about some of you may be codependent, so focus on how you can relieve those codependency issues. And this may, for a lot of you, honestly, just be a very individualistic time, I see, but at the same time, I see you connecting with the right people, like getting rid of the people in your life who aren't best for you, and then obtaining better people for your life. That could be part of the major life changes and shifts happening right now, with spirit telling you, like, hey, if you just like listen to the signs we're telling you, or listen to what your friends or family or whoever are saying, listen to the words they're saying, and and what am I trying to say? See if that matches with their actions, and if it doesn't, and this is a repeating pattern, then you need to have boundaries, or you need to cut these people out, and you need to focus on your healing from these types of relationships or situations. So yeah, now let's go to 7 crown chakra in here. The flower of life is a geometric shape recognized by many cultures all over the planet. It consists of 13 equal circles that intersect at the middle of each circle, creating a perfectly proportioned flower. As a symbol, the flower of life represents the universe as a whole, as well as the harmony in which all the separate components of the universe work together. This beautiful pattern is often used to indicate our understanding of our connection as humans and as spiritual beings to the whole. The color violet is associated with the 7th or crown chakra, located on the top of the head. It is associated with our personal spiritual connection to the universe and source. Violet has the highest frequency in the visible spectrum of light and is, therefore, linked to the flame of transmutation, or the violet flame, which burns away all negativity and transmutes it into light. Violet is the color of cleansing, purification, magic, mystery, and mysticism. Our sense of empathy and unity are associated with this chakra. Try this. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath. Now get into the thought and the feeling that you are infinitely connected to the wisdom of the universe. Do you spend time regularly connecting to source? Do you do some type of meditation? Make time to get out of your mind on a regular basis to expand your awareness. And so some of you, I talked earlier about how I think a lot of you actually are focused too much on connecting with source, but some of you maybe feel that disconnect, and maybe it has been for a while now that you felt spirit hasn't really shown up for you or been there for you. So maybe that's why you've already felt disconnected from spirit. And if that's the case, for those of you who feel like that, then you need to find ways to better connect to spirit or to source in this moment. Because some of you maybe feel lonely right now, and source or spirit will be able to be there for you. Now let's go to, I almost flipped right to it. Let's go to teach and share. Buddhism was introduced to Tibet in the 7th century, where it developed in relative isolation. Over the centuries, the unique culture, identity, and language of the region became inseparably linked to Tibetan Buddhism, where great emphasis is placed on the spiritual masters and teachers of the Dharma. These teachers, called lamas, complete extensive study over many years to prepare for their role in providing healing, initiations, and ceremonies, and teaching their traditions, beliefs, insights, and wisdom. The lamas, monks, and nuns also have the added responsibility of protecting and promoting Tibet's environment, language, and culture. Tibetan lamas and monks devote their lives to the study and practices of Buddhism. However, religious practice is part of daily life for most Tibetans. Many families throughout the ages have proudly sent a child to a monastery to be educated as a monk. The ancestors speak. You are not alone. Oh, perfect. You are not alone. You may be questioning why you are here and what your true purpose is. This card has appeared to let you know that you are a natural teacher and it is part of your life purpose. You don't need to be a school teacher or a childcare worker. You can show people a new way of being or looking at the world. You may be teaching your children or grandchildren everyday things, or you may be encouraging a friend to try something new or different. Value the wisdom and skills you can pass on to others. Yeah, see, you are not alone. That's what I was just saying. Divinatory meaning. Look at the ways you can incorporate teaching or mentoring into your life so others may benefit. You have the ability to connect with people from all walks of life and show them the way. Try not to overthink. Yes, try not to overthink this aspect of your purpose. You may already be teaching others without even realizing it. Enjoy sharing your gifts with others. And I think the more you focus on healing yourself right now, the more connected you are to your crown chakra and to source, to spirit, the more you'll be able to teach others and share what you've learned throughout your whole life or throughout a certain phase of your life. But I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this deck, and you can update your comment in the future if you have any updates for us all to read. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And you can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that you can check out in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 1A, and take care. Hello, Tubi, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards pulled for you are Two of Wands upright, Ace of Wands upright, the Hanged Man in reverse, the Seven of Coins or Pentacles in reverse, the Six of Coins upright, and the Seven of Cups upright. And then we have for the Oracle cards, number 6, Third Eye Chakra. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. And re-energize your life, clear, positive space, harmony. And I will read from both of those guidebooks after a bit or a little bit later on. And yeah, let's just get into this reading. I'm feeling drawn to talk about. Let me tap into the energy of this Seven of Pentacles real quick. Yeah, I just gotta say, I said this in stack 1, but it's very different energy for you all, where I feel like there's a lot like, well, I don't have to talk about, if you're drawn to stack 1, you actually might be drawn to this stack and the stack 1, because stack 1 is for the crown chakra, but anyway, they're just, those wands and the wands energy, it's making me feel like I don't know where to start, seriously. There's so much going on in your life. I feel like a lot of you are stuck at a crossroads right now where you have to make a very important decision about which path to take. Whether it's like which career you want to take, which job offer you want to take, which roommate you want to have, where you want to move. A lot of you right now, this is a very important time for moving, or you're thinking about moving and you're thinking about where exactly you would want to move to. And there's a feeling with the Hanged Man in reverse, whatever this important decision is in your life, Spirit, first of all, with the third eye chakra, Spirit's been trying to intuitively send you signs. And this is indicating that if you use your intuition more, you will be able to get clear signs. I think a lot of you actually probably have been getting clear signs. With the Hangman reverse, that makes me think that you've been getting clear indications of which path you should take, which would be most in alignment for you. But you're kind of just not listening, and you're thinking it's just like you favoring one position for whatever reason, or favoring an idea for whatever reason. But Spirit is saying, no, that isn't just logic coming into play. It isn't just favoritism, which is also fine in the situation. Spirit wants to say, like, it's okay if you favor one thing, because that's why you need to make a decision. You have to be able to do that. Some of you, though, are in a place where you can't really decide which option is better for you. But I think Spirit is saying there are clear signs, not only that we've been sending you, but that intuitively you just know deep down, deep within. Okay, there should be something that makes you feel very impassioned, something that you see yourself doing in the long run, but something that, and we have even re-energized your life too. I think the decision you decide to do, the decision you decide to take, you'll feel energized by it, and it won't be short lasting, it'll be long lasting. Like, this will be something that encourages you and that motivates you for like the rest of your lifetime. And it will be something that you'll know is the right decision because of how it makes you feel energized. Some people, when they make the right decision, or maybe you even relate to this, you'll feel calm. But in this situation, it really does feel like you'll feel very, I mean, happy, positive emotions and such, but more than anything, you'll feel high energy and high vibration. You might even feel your body vibrating. Like, you know what you could do? Write down on two pieces of paper the two options, or the two people, the two offers, whatever it is, right? Write it down on two separate pieces of paper and set it aside, and like mix them around or whatever, or have a friend help you with this. Put your hand over both and see which hand tingles more, or where in your third eye, if you want it to be there, you tingle more, or just your body. Where do you feel the tingles more? Where do you feel drawn to? Where does your hand feel drawn to going? It's something as simple as that, and that activates your third eye because you're using your intuition. So then if you choose an option and you're like, "Oh, well, I still don't know," then you're just denying your intuition. For some people doing stuff like this, I used to actually do something similar to this, but with different city locations. And I would pull like once a day, but then I stopped doing that because I'm like, I'm not at that point, I'm like, okay, actually, I'm not going to be able to move yet. But I saw a lot of synchronicities, especially with my mood, for how it shifted, or just where I was at in life, how it shifted to certain cities. So for you, if you have time to make this decision, with the Seven of Cups too, it indicates maybe you have a bit more time, and Six of Pentacles indicates that you, ooh, I was gonna say whatever you have more experience in, or whoever you've spent the most time with, that's what you should go for. That's actually what I was just getting as well. Like whatever also makes the most logical sense. I wonder if some of you get distracted very easily. We have the Hangman in reverse too, and with that, I just think you're placing so much expectation and pressure on this decision. But Spirit is saying that if you trust your intuition, and if you let go of preconceived notions that you have, if you let go of only using logic, or just any blocked intuition, if you tap into it more and practice doing exercises like I just said, like you could even do that over a course of a month or like a week, right? Doing stuff like that could be helpful. Or if you want to do it for if you want to test your intuition using multiple things too, like maybe you're craving mint chocolate chip ice cream, but then you put down strawberry ice cream too, and you write those down, and then you decide which one your hand feels most drawn to. And if it feels most drawn to the strawberry ice cream, you're like, I don't even like strawberry ice cream. Why am I doing this? It's like you maybe just need to practice on fine-tuning your intuition and trusting yourself. Uh, because I think so, ooh, yeah, I think some of you maybe make decisions based more on impulse than on intuition, and there's very much a difference. Sometimes people act quickly based off of intuition, but I think you all maybe struggle with deciphering between the two. And ooh, so there's somewhat of a similar messaging to stack one, where a lot of you need to be more patient when you make decisions. Whenever I know you're maybe putting a lot of pressure on this decision, but make sure that you're, of course, balancing logic and intuition, but in this situation, there are clear signs intuitively. Where do you feel most drawn to? There's something I was gonna say with that though. That was important, Brittney. Where were you going? I keep looking at that Seven of Pentacles now. It just feels like you're at a point in your life where you've worked really hard to get to where you are. And also with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, that typically indicates lack of seeing into the future. So I think a lot of you, ooh, that wand energy, yeah. It feels like, yeah, there really does need to be a balance, isn't there, with the energy. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if a lot of you have ADHD or any other similar conditions, because it feels like, even if with me, I just feel so all over the place, which I typically do, probably because I might have ADHD. I'm not diagnosed, but it just feels like that could be why it's hard to tap into your intuition when you have stuff like OCD or ADHD, ADD, anything similar. It feels like that clouds your judgment, where you're moving on from one thought to the next. But Spirit is saying that, like, it's not bad to have these conditions, obviously. That's not at all what Spirit is saying. But they're saying that through the noise, it's even more powerful when you're able to make an intuitive decision then, and that you still have the ability and the capacity to be able to do so. Even now I'm looking at the Six of Pentacles upright, where it feels like, and this could indicate people in your life helping you to come to any conclusions, but I actually get more of the sense that it's Spirit. Like that letter, if you're able to see that envelope that's being passed from one person to the other, that's like a piece of information that Spirit is handing off to you. And also tap into the synchronicities that happen in your life. Like if you see a certain angel number, like lately I've been seeing a lot of 444 and a lot of just fours in general all over the place. I also have an angel number book that goes from 0 all the way up to 999. It's called the Angel Number Book. I think I literally just got it yesterday. for something like that too, I feel like if there's a certain number sequence that pops into your head, you can look up what that number sequence means. I think either way though, there's a number synchronicity. And if that ties to one person over the other or one opportunity over the other, I think that will really help you. Such as, like, let's say you do see 444 a lot, and then you're thinking of moving out of state somewhere. But let's say you're choosing between two states, and they're maybe even completely opposite sides of the United States. I'm just talking about US, it could be anywhere, right? And let's say for the area code, it says I don't know anything about, like, other area codes, but let's say you're moving somewhere where the first one of the options for the cities, the first, number in the area code could be a 4, right? That's a very important synchronicity. Think about things like that, how they connect to one decision over the other. There's synchronicities and things that spirit will be sending you. Maybe you'll see a lot of, let's say you want to move to either New York City or Los Angeles, right? Very easy option to choose from. And let's say that you can't really decide, but then let's say you keep getting shown things in your algorithm on TikTok or on Facebook that leans into, like, the New York fall aesthetic, right? Let's say, like, even if you look up Los Angeles information, excuse me, in New York City information, let's say you just keep getting stuff about New York City. That's inclination that spirit is pushing you toward that option, right? If you were to, like, move to any of these places. It feels like a lot of you too, maybe with re-energize your life, and again, I'll read the guidebook, but it feels like I'll probably say in there, but if you are feeling undecided about something, cleaning and clearing out your space is important. Getting rid of things that don't serve you anymore. Um, Getting rid of things from your past that don't serve you anymore specifically, or just getting rid of excess, especially if, in this example, if you were to move. Getting rid of a lot of stuff before moving would be helpful. Or if you're planning on just getting rid of everything too, like having those ideas put in place, how you would be able to do that. That also gets the momentum going too. And it will help you, I think, be more clear. Again, think about what makes you excited. Let's say you are doing that. You're trying to get rid of stuff and you're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to move to blank. It's like, which one pops up more in your mind? Because there's got to be one. There's got to be something that indicates these things. Also, with Seven of Cups operating the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I would say make sure that, again, you plan things out. There really is a need for balance. There's a need for, I wouldn't be surprised if this is in your chart too, where there's a lot of fire sign versus earth sign. So it's like they're battling back and forth or something similar, like water and air, you know? But it's like things are going back and forth, where it's like you want to act on these impulses and you want to make quick decisions, but then you also have to balance that out with logic. So writing down lists, I always recommend in these kinds of situations where pros and cons, and maybe one day you're feeling more drawn to one place, and you can have, again, with releasing the expectation, maybe one day you can be like, how do I feel more on this day? And then the next day, it's like, okay, where would I rather move to on this day? Next day, where would I rather move to on this day? Next day. And like you do that for a week or so. And then you think about the synchronicities, and you can think about what you wrote down more. Maybe they are still pretty even. Then there's more you gotta figure out and do research into different. I think some of you maybe are the type of people to also get into situations that and this goes against your intuition, right? This is why you need to work on your third eye chakra, which is all about intuition and connecting with spirit in that way. Some of you get into sticky situations where you don't think much beforehand, and then you get in these situations and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have actually done that. That was dangerous, or that was stupid. That was not kind of me. It feels like a lot of you are able to prevent these kinds of situations from happening, but you just don't allow yourself to. Whereas just you feel like you need to act right away. And Spirit is saying you don't always have to act right away. And in this major life decision, you shouldn't. But also at the same time, I think it's like there's this quickness that happens because you place so much pressure on the need to act right away. So by removing that pressure, I think it will help. And there's, yeah, it's like some of the ways I talked about relieving the pressure, like those different exercises, but I just really have to highlight that six. Oh, I was gonna say seven, but I was saying six. Yeah, okay, Six of Pentacles. I will say too that can indicate, um, you should choose a decision that works best with your day-to-day life and responsibilities. Let's say you're thinking about accepting a job that works certain hours versus another job that works certain hours. Think about what works best with your schedule. And if you have roommates, how it works with them. If you share a car with people, like think about how it works logistically into your life. Maybe you're feeling more drawn towards one career because of it's like something like the workplace environment is more cool to you, but then they have worse hours. So in this situation, you really need to think about your oh yes, big keyword, priorities. Think about your priorities. Think about that's what part of the clearing out the clutter is too. Is think about your priorities and the hangman, letting go of certain priorities and also compromising priorities, letting go of certain priorities that maybe don't have to be priorities anymore, and then also compromising on your priorities. Thinking about how you can no, I want to say thinking about how you can not release. Oh, I just had the word. The Six of Pentacles upright. You can think about how I'm here organized too. Like just how you can better organize your life. And when you organize your life, things will be a lot more clear and you won't have to second guess or guess so much because you'll literally have everything laid out. Everything will be laid out right in front of you, so you won't have to be confused. So using the organization what am I trying to say? Using the newfound organized space. By the way, re-energize your life with when I'm thinking about clearing out clutter, that can be mental clutter, but I'm literally talking about a lot of you need to clean your actual physical space, clean your car, clean any of your belongings, get rid of certain belongings. Um, that just feels like it's very important to keep you specifically very balanced in this situation. No, there's so much more I want to say, but it's like hard for me to try to relay these messages. These coins are really wanting me to, because the Seven of Cups is like, I've already talked about that. It's like, that just feels very straightforward. It feels like there's a lot of different paths that you could take right now, and there's a lot of different outcomes to the situation. That's the thing too, where I think a lot of you are putting, if you're putting so much pressure on this, think ooh. Is that what I wanna say? For some of you, the decision you should do is the one that comes most easily to you. So let's say there's 2 different job paths you wanna go on, and then one you're difficult at, but it makes a lot of money, and one you're really good at, but it makes less money. This is indicative of spirit that with the 6 of Coins too, the trade-off is that you'll enjoy your work even if you're not making as much, and then you could also make work your way up or get more clientele. So think about what comes easily to you in this moment too. The decision you make, it should be something where you still have to make compromises, but think about what allows you to make the least amount of compromises and allows you to still maintain happiness and I want to say sanity for some of you. Um, I really feel like ever since the beginning of this reading, I've been feeling drawn to talk about that Seven of Pentacles. I just feel some of you about this important decision haven't actually given it as much thought as you think because maybe again you do think more on impulse or maybe you just keep going and that's part of it too, like the impulsivity of going back and forth. So this all leads back to again the third eye chakra. Spirit is sending you messages, you have to be open to them. A lot of you I feel very fidgety energy, you need to relax. And I gave this advice for stack 1 as well. Have some time to try and meditate even if a lot of thoughts come into your mind, you need to remember to not question them, just let them be. And if there's any visualizations that you have, don't try to control the visualizations, just see what pops up. You'll gain a lot of clarity that way. But also with a lot of you, I was talking about seeing those synchronicities out in the wild, like seeing a lot of 444s and how that could connect specifically to what you're supposed to do. Seven of Pentacles in reverse too can indicate that you're so focused on this decision that just is blocking out your intuition. So spirit is saying, open up your intuition. Don't be so, if you're so strict on trying to figure it out yourself, then we won't participate. We'll just allow you to do it yourself. But if you allow spirit to come in, they will provide you with, I just keep hearing the synchronicities. Synchronicities will happen that will make sense for you to determine what you should do for the decision. And with Six of Pentacles too, I just have to keep bringing it moving. If you're planning on moving, think of somewhere that works best with, I know I said logistics, you could have friends somewhere, or think about how it how this decision could impact your friends in some way, friends and family, or how you can make the most friends or get along best with coworkers. Think about those things. Because some jobs, like I think I would do great working at a library, right? Even though I don't really read books, just the vibe and the queer culture and all that. But then let's let's say I had a job somewhere else that made more money that was like in the tech industry. It's like I don't know anything about this. And I probably won't get along with these people. Then I mean we'd probably get along fine, but they wouldn't be like my people. Think about things like that. Think about I'm hearing spirit say think about all aspects of the situation and think intuitively about what you already logically what you already know, but then intuitively about what you can do and what compromises can be made. Because some of you too with this Ace of Wands, I think some the Hangman reverse, I think a lot of you are also very stubborn. So it's hard for you to maybe even not only maybe indecisive, but you come to what was I gonna say? I swear this is like very Aries energy coded. Very Aries energy coded, but gosh. Some of you maybe relate to having like even if it's not in your big three, like I have an Aries stellium, none of them are in my big three. Just think about that. But think about it's not that the pressure that you maybe have is bad, but reorganize that pressure so it's not about needing to make the correct decision, but um thinking about what's the best decision maybe. It's not like there's a right or wrong, but whatever is the best fit. And if you reorganize your thoughts, I think that will be very helpful for you all too to figure out. I feel like there's so much more I gotta say, but it keeps eluding me. It keeps going away, the messages. I do see a lot of like potential though. There's a lot of happy big things coming in your future, and it's very positive. So I wouldn't worry too much about the outcome because either way, I see things working out. And I can also see you like changing course in the future if the decision you make isn't the best one. But that doesn't mean to not put thought into what you're doing. Just put more thought. Which again, some people might find interesting that I'm talking about the thoughts and third eye chakra, which is intuition, because of logic and intuition. But I'm telling you, the more logically some of you think, the intuition will actually come more clearly because some of you are just so like scatterbrained in your thoughts. So if you organize your thoughts, you'll also be able to intuitively point things out. Okay, I'm going to read in the guidebooks now. Let's go to number 6, third eye chakra. It says, the flower of life is a geometric shape recognized by many cultures all over the planet. It consists of 13 equal circles that intersect at the middle of each circle, creating a perfectly proportioned flower. As a symbol, the flower of life represents the universe as a whole, as well as the harmony in which all the separate components of the universe work together. This beautiful pattern is often used to indicate our understanding of our connection as humans and as spiritual beings to the whole. The color indigo is associated with the 6th or third eye chakra, located in the middle of the forehead, just above the bridge of the nose. So number 6, I was talking about synchronicity. So for some of you, maybe number 6 could be. Some people say 6 is like like the devil's number. Don't listen to that. I love the number 6. It's so crapped on. That could be the synchronous number that you see. Okay, or even half of that, number 3. But I think 6, probably more. Okay, where was I? It is linked to our intuition, our insights, and our ability to see beyond wait, what did I say before? Okay, the color indigo is associated, I'm just going to start over, associated with the 6th or third eye chakra located in the middle of the forehead just above the bridge of the nose. It is linked to our intuition, our insights, and our ability to see beyond three-dimensional reality into the inner world so that the conscious can merge with the unconscious. In many cultures, the color indigo has been traditionally associated with royalty, power, and wealth, as we often assign to our authoritarian figures a higher consciousness that is based on a deeply rooted connection to source. Its sense is telepathy. Try this. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath. Bring your awareness to your forehead, to the point between your eyebrows. Now silently ask the universe to bring to your awareness a thought, feeling, or image that would serve you right now in this moment. What comes up? Okay, now let's go to re-energize your energy in here. It says, Feng Shui dates back over 3,000 years to the Erlitao culture of China. Ancient Chinese capital cities followed Feng Shui to orient and design buildings, graves, temples, and tombstones. During the Zhou era, ZHOU, from 1050 to 771 BCE, Feng Shui rules were codified and included in craft manuals. Based on astronomy, Feng Shui aims to create harmony in an environment to enhance the well-being of the occupiers. Auspicious placement and design influence energy flow and spiritual focus forces so that good energy or qi is gathered and negative energy is reduced. In Feng Shui, every living and non-living thing has its own energy. People believed they were coming into contact with different energies everywhere they went, so they sought to create safe, positive spaces for themselves. Many people around the world continue to follow this ancient art to invite balance and positive energy into their home or workplace. The ancestors speak. When you feel emotionally overwhelmed, physically drained, or bombarded by negativity, take notice and make a change. Reordering your schedule, reorienting your priorities, or organizing your space will improve the flow of your life. If there are objects in your environment that trigger memories or feelings that lower your mood or confidence, remove them from view. You do not need to hold on to negativity from the past. Create an environment that is kind, supportive, motivating, and positive, and enjoy newfound energy and enjoyment. Divinatory meaning. Follow the principles of Feng Shui to balance the energy in each room of your home or office. This will help promote good health and abundance for you and everyone around you. Do not feel guilty for wanting to remove objects and negative people or situations from your life. When you clear out the clutter, you make way for new energy and opportunities. That's the thing. Like, the new opportunities are on their way. I think some of you, a lot of um, there's a lot of clutter in your physical realm. That will help with your physical clutter, removing any of that. And for some of you, I want to say too, I'm getting imagery of a coffee shop. Some of you maybe work best in a coffee shop if you work alone or if you're studying, doing certain work. Doing anything creative. I feel like going somewhere like a coffee shop where it's not too quiet, also not too loud. Something like that could help a lot of you with tuning into your intuition and tuning into a creative flow. I think some of you maybe don't do great in silence, but also could get distracted by a lot of loud noise. So something like that could be helpful. Or like going to a park when there's people there and maybe get inspired by what you see as well. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much, TB, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with the stack, and you can update the comment again in the future if you have any updates for us all. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And you can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 2B, and take care. Hello, 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards pulled here are 6 of Swords upright, Ace of Swords in reverse, 9 of Swords in reverse, and yes, the first 3 cards are all swords. And then the 9 of Cups upright, 6 of Wands in reverse, and 4 of Cups in reverse. And then we have 1 root chakra. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well in the physical world. I think it means to say both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. Treat your body well. Exercise, meditate, massage. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you do have, I'm not surprised, first of all, that treat your body well is associated with the root chakra. I think a lot of you are holding a lot of tension and maybe you're feeling a lot of pain in certain areas of your body I wouldn't be surprised by, especially bone and joint pain. Okay, some of you maybe also, this is a weird message, but some of you need to stretch. Like, as you get older, you lose more flexibility. Also, some of you, if you're like have a desk job or if you're sitting a lot or if you're hunched over like doing work, this is an indication from spirit that you need to stretch more and you need to move your body around more. Like, don't just sit there. Okay. So I think if you chose this stack, I mean, all the groups are going through major changes right now, but 6 of Swords literally is about transitions and changes. It's weird. I feel like a lot of you have been through a period of working really hard in your life. You've worked really hard to get to where you are, but then a lot of you, I think, are fearful about being back in that place. Is the best way I can describe it. So let's say a good example for this is, let's say you grew up in poverty or you were in a low to low middle class income household. Let's say that now you are on your own and you're young. A lot of you I think are pretty young probably, but either way, let just for this example, let's say you're young and you just graduate high school or college or you know, any of that, and now you're doing your first job as it relates to your career path or even just your first job in general. I think a lot of you are afraid of messing it up or not being seen, like in this situation, not being seen as an adult. I wonder if a lot of you have been very much infantilized as children or just not taught proper life skills. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like basic stuff as it relates to the root chakra, such as cooking and cleaning. I think a lot of you maybe aren't the best at those things, and maybe doing those things makes you anxious. On the flip side, it could be that you're anxious of doing those things incorrectly. Let's say you had to do a lot of chores growing up, and so now that you're older, you're always worried about constantly doing chores, constantly running errands, keeping everything clean all the time. So it could be either of those that relates to you, either not knowing how to do those basic life skills or knowing how to, but then getting criticized for how you did those things when you're younger. And part of those part of those basic life skills can include getting a job. Ooh, yeah, just chill out, dude. Part of those basic life skills can include getting a job, right? And making money for yourself, supporting yourself and maybe supporting your family. You have rent to pay, like you live out on your own. I think when it comes to any transitions that you're going through or you have recently gone through as they relate to life transitions and day-to-day like life for survival, I think a lot of you are very anxious about those kinds of things. And you're anxious about just doing again, either you do too much or you do too little. And there's either maybe you even fluctuate between both of those things, and it feels like there's just no in between. I think a lot of you, though, it could be that you do too much because we do have, well, no, it could be either. I'm really getting either from this. They could be either or it could be both, just at different points in time. I think a lot of you are very self-critical of yourself and hard on yourself, and you don't think you do things good enough. I think a lot of you are worried about doing things. Well, I did say doing things the wrong way, so I guess that still relates. But you're worried about not doing things good enough, and you're worried about the worst case scenario situations happening, like getting fired from your job, like you're driving home and you have a lot of anxious, intrusive thoughts maybe all the time when you're driving that something bad's gonna happen while you're driving because statistically bad things happen to many drivers. Like I could see you also struggling with life or death situations in general, where it feels like a lot of you maybe are still going through the grieving process as well. That could be part of the transition, either having recently or currently experiencing a loss of some kind, especially a physical loss like a passing. But any sort of loss, really. I think a lot of you probably struggle with that or are currently struggling with that. And it's something where you're trying to return to normalcy, but you are afraid of something bad happening, like it happened to that one person that passed, maybe. Or you're just afraid of something happening and you can't afford things. A lot of this, I think, even though there's no pentacles here, that, money does relate to these things. It just feels like I also think a lot of you keep all these things kept inside, where a lot of you are like any grief, any sadness that you are experiencing, you're doing it internally. Hopefully, you're at least writing these things down. But it feels like something you need to work on with your root chakra is opening up to people more. I know that talking, speaking can be throat chakra, but it's also related to feeling safe. Part of what can help you feel safe, I think, is to, since we have all these swords here, is to relay your messages to other people. I really recommend for some of you seeking counseling or therapy. But it feels like there's somebody you need to talk to about whatever it is you're thinking, feeling, or going through in life. And you'll feel a lot less alone in that way. And I think a lot of you too get in your own way, where it's like, oh, I wonder if some of you too, I want to be surprised because of the root chakra as well. But I want to be surprised if you are somebody who's more quiet or to yourself. And I think for a lot of you, it's maybe really hard to put yourself out there or to honor yourself and your achievements. We have the Six of Wands in reverse and we have Ace of Swords in reverse. So there comes in that negative self-talk and thinking you can always do better or that other people are better than you. And so it feels like something you need to work on is more positive self-talk, also just self-care in general. I think a lot of you struggle to practice self-care because you're worried about so many things, but when you neglect certain areas of your life, it affects everything. So in order for you to feel less anxious about any changes or transitions that you're going through right now, it's really important to practice self-care. A lot of you, I need to emphasize, part of the root chakra and treat your body well is that you need better sleep. You absolutely, oh no, my cat is literally, he literally just laid on top of the root chakra card and the treat your body well card. And now he's just chilling with his belly up. So he wants you to, yes, you're getting comfortable. He wants y'all to be comfortable and get good sleep, but also feeling comfortable with your circumstances because of the fear of anything bad happening. A lot of you need to learn to feel safe in your circumstances. And a lot of you are, I think, very much committed people and you want things to be long term, is the best way I can describe this. But it feels like, ooh, yeah, some of you too, you get into areas of life where you feel very stagnant, but you don't really do anything about it because you feel like, I think some of you just do what you think you're supposed to do, even if you don't actually have to do these things. Like, it makes me think of people who enter relationships because somebody likes them. It's like, okay, well, people always say start families young, like, that's how it is in the Midwest and in the South, in the States here, but say, okay, yeah, this person wants a family. I want a family. And so I might as well start at it young. I might as well, it's a priority and a responsibility that I want to have. So I might as well just get on that now. And then you marry somebody and then and then later on, years later, you're like, oh yeah, I actually never really loved this person. I think a lot of you settle and self-sacrifice. And I think this is something you've probably dealt with for a long time. So that's something a lot of you do need to work on. I do have to say, though, I love how the Six of Swords and the Knight of Cups are mirroring each other here, because this change or transition is leading to your fairy tale ending, your fairy tale life. But I think a lot of you are not aware of it or open to it, because I think a lot of you just look at life with, you hear of people looking at life with rose-colored lens, but you're looking at life, I'm just picturing like gravel color. I want to say gravel or like ground color, like dirt, where it's like, oh, this is just how it is. I think a lot of you kind of suck own energy out of your own situations where good things happen and good things are on the way for you. But I think a lot of you don't, with the Six of Wands and everything, you don't, Six of Wands in reverse, you don't want to acknowledge all the power that you hold. A lot of you do not want to acknowledge how powerful you are. You don't want to acknowledge all that you've been through, and how that's affected you in many ways, but also you don't want to realize any achievements that you have now and going forward or in the past. It feels like a lot of you are just very humble, which is a very beautiful thing that you're humble. But with all the great things that you are achieving and that you are yet to achieve, part of the self-care that you need to practice is, and the self-love that you need to practice is recognizing when you've done something right. Recognizing when you are doing the right thing, recognizing when you've done really well at something. You need to be able to recognize these things within yourself, and then you'll be a lot more open to seeing this Nine of Cups energy. Oh, I love the Nine of Cups so much. You'll be so much more open to seeing that this fairy tale of a life that you are living or that you have yet to live. And I really am getting that energy of, let's say somebody spends their whole life and they've wanted to be a meteorologist the whole life, ever since they were literally a baby. They're looking at the TV and yeah, let's just say that. And then you become a meteorologist and you're just like, well, that's just what it is, and here's my life, and I'm just gonna live day by day. I don't need to really talk about work. You get home from work, like, oh yeah, work was fine. Like, you just say that every day. It's okay to have nuance. Like, life, I think a lot of you think life is boring or that it should be, or if you're trying to achieve something, it's like a lot of you think it just has to be day in, day out type situation where you're just living day by day, you're just surviving. A lot of you have the mindset of just surviving. Spirit wants for you to incorporate more happiness and liveliness into your life. They want for you to, first, what this includes is recognizing the situation you're in and how you're destined for greatness. And I think it's great when people are very matter of fact, like, yeah, this is my life and it is great, but I think there's a difference between saying it and feeling it. And so you could say, oh yeah, my life is great, but you can be completely monotone and just like, yeah, it's great, but like, it's whatever. It's just how it is. You should always try to find the beauty in your surroundings And part of what will help you in this finding the beauty of your surroundings will be finding the beauty within yourself. I think a lot of you have probably grown up with, we live in a society, as they say. But seriously, I think part of your issue could also be insecurity about how people perceive you or body image issues. And in these situations, spirit wants you to at minimum have and maintain body neutrality, face neutrality, like fashion neutrality. Some of you too, I think what would help you is finding different fashion pieces to wear. Don't just wear the same thing like Steve Jobs did, okay? Yes, he's a genius, whatever, but I'm hearing that spirit wants you to incorporate more color, incorporate more of your personality into your day-to-day life. They want for you to, and I don't want to hear anybody say, well, my personality is just being a dud, because no, it is not. There's parts of you that do shine, I think already, honestly, but you just don't see that. And if other people were to say that to you, you'd be like, well, I don't really like whatever, it's fine. Spirit doesn't want for you to just live day by day surviving. They want for you to thrive. Not just surviving, but thriving. They want for you to be happy. There's a sense that there's a stagnancy in your emotions where you feel the same thing or you think you feel the same thing. So a lot of you, I do need to say, to work on your root chakra, you need to do self-reflection. And I would say doing things, and to treat your body well, doing things like a hike out in nature. I think being out in nature would be very beneficial for you. I think doing things that are I think a lot of you are more quiet into yourself anyway, so doing something like going to a museum, doing something you can like slowly walk around like a park, doing things that are slow activities but that get you to think. Because I think some of you close off that voice in your head, or you've closed it off a long time ago, um, for you to self-reflect or to think deeply. And that could be because of any traumatic experiences you've been through as well. When I think of root chakra, there's a lot of trauma that's stored in the root chakra. So a lot of you, I think, are closed off people maybe, and also as it relates to past experiences in this lifetime. So there's things you can do for some reason, just like even something like rock climbing actually, even though that's more difficult, but I'm getting something out in nature that you could do. Nothing fast paced. Slow to moderate pace could be very beneficial for you. And I'm just getting a sense that a lot of you, what could help you with your root chakra, I'm looking at that Four of Cups now, you need to get out of your comfort zone, and you need to do things that you've never done. You need to do things that make you uncomfortable, because if you stay stagnant, then you won't be as happy. Spirit, even if you try something you don't like it, Spirit's saying that's literally completely fine, but also they want for you to have an open mind. Not only to try new things, but to have an open mind while trying new things or doing new things. They don't want you to be stuck in your own ways or stubborn. There's a lot of ways in which I'm seeing and hearing clockwork, things working like clockwork. And it's like those dystopian novels that you hear about, where it's, you don't want to live in a dystopian novel, just go to work at the exact same time with the exact same thing, go home, curfews by this time. I think too, Spirit right now wants you to question your traditional values. If any of you have values or beliefs rooted in tradition, they want for you to question these things and think about how and if they apply to your life, even if they did before or when you were a child. Spirit wants you to think about if they are necessary for your life. A lot of what you can do right now is doing stuff like that for your root chakra. Just any of your beliefs, any of your values in your value system, questioning those things and being very self-reflective in that way. It's a very self-reflective time. And I just think you need to give yourself more credit for how far you've gotten in life and just where you're headed. Because I do see it being good, but then I see it also being very dim and meek or bleak or whatever, or either or. Because you're not opening your eyes. Like a lot of you also with your root chakra need to practice gratitude. That does not mean being overly positive and happy about every single situation in your life, good and bad. What that does mean is that you give yourself space to feel happy, and you give yourself space to feel hopeful. You give yourself space to feel anything above neutral. Anything not just negative. Giving yourself the space to explore. Some of you don't explore, it's just the monotonous day in, day out stuff. So a lot of what you need to do to work on your root chakra is also exploring in a safe space, finding people you feel safe with and confiding in them or doing safe activities with them, but that also pushes you outside your comfort zone. Let's say you do a stand-up comedy night. And like having yourself be surrounded by people who remind you, and also you reminding you that, like, hey, this isn't the end of the world. It's really fine. I think some of you probably have a very dry sense of humor too, is how I see it. I think, and I also get very Sheldon Cooper energy here. It's like honestly very Aquarius energy. I think a lot of you are probably very smart and intelligent people, but that's why when I'm telling you these things, you might be like, no, it's fine. Like, but no, you need to work on emotional stuff right now. Emotional, healing, looking at how you react or how you act, anything as it relates to the root chakra. So basic necessities and survival. And before I move on to the oracle card decks, I really just have to emphasize again, I love the mirroring of the Six of Swords and the Knight of Cups. I really have to emphasize for you because I don't think you're good at trusting other people either, but hopefully you trust the words I'm saying. You right now are living a beautiful life. If you are not living the life you've always wanted, Spirit is saying that that is available to you and that it will likely happen. But you will not recognize that you are living a beautiful life until you work on your root chakra, work on healing any traumas from your past, childhood traumas, working on anything as it relates to survival, and food, water. Work on opening up to yourself, because doing that will open up your eyes to the physical world. I'll say that again, opening up your eyes to your inner world will inevitably open up your eyes to the physical world, to everything around you. I think too, you should recognize other people. I want to say some of you also like have people around you. It's just like, oh, they're family, whatever. I'll deal with it. Don't deal with those kinds of people. You're able to say no to people, have boundaries with people, and you don't have to interact with every single person you meet, right? You don't need to. And for some of you who are going through any sort of grief, that doesn't mean you have to keep talking to that person's like close loved ones if they're like in your inner circle or not. Like, you live your life for you. I think a lot of you just, a big word is that you settle. Spirit doesn't want for you to settle. They want for you to thrive, to have ambitions. A lot of you need to have goals and ambitions. So writing down like small steps and as well as a large overarching goal. A lot of you maybe think there's not much for you in life, but if you set these small and medium-sized and large-sized goals, like big picture goals and small picture goals, I see that being very helpful and beneficial to you, because then when you achieve them, I want for you to think, that is amazing that I achieved that. I'm so happy. And I don't want you to be like, well, anybody could have done that. Everybody could have achieved that. You need to stop doing that. Stop settling and stop diminishing yourself and dimming your light, because you need to talk nicer to yourself. You need to be kinder to yourself. You need to allow yourself to live. A lot of you are not living life. Spirit wants you to tap into your root chakra and live and experience life, and to not be afraid if you don't like something, or if something doesn't pan out the way you wish it to. They don't want you to think about and worry about that, because I think you'll actually, with this Knight of Cups, be a lot more surprised, and with the Six of Swords upright, sorry, you'll be surprised that parts of your personality that have been stagnant or just unfavorable, I want to say, you'll be unstuck. Like, if you consider yourself kind of a dud, or the way you treat yourself is like very negative, you'll see a big shift in yourself and how you treat yourself. That also affects how you treat other people. That affects the abundance that comes through to you. You open yourself up more to these abundant opportunities, and Spirit is very happy to hopefully see that. Let's read in here. One, root chakra. Oh, I might sneeze. Am I gonna sneeze? Hopefully not. Let's just go, Brittney. The flower of life is a Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Am I gonna sneeze? No. The flower of life is a geometric shape recognized by many cultures all over the planet. It consists of 13 equal circles that intersect at the middle of each circle, creating a perfectly proportioned flower. As a symbol, the flower of life represents the universe as a whole, as well as the harmony in which all the separate components of the universe work together. This beautiful pattern is often used to indicate our understanding of our connection as humans and as spiritual beings to the whole. The color red is associated with the root or base chakra. It is linked to our survival instincts and to our ability to ground and identify ourselves in the physical world. It is connected to our sense of prosperity and security and to our physical health. The location of the root chakra at the base of the spine is also the seat of the Kundalini instinctive primal energy force, and the first chakra is believed to be the generator of life. Red stimulates love and passion, excitement, courage, strength, power, and persistence. Its sense, its smell. Some of you too have maybe put off love, and Spirit is saying that's not, you don't have to completely put off love because you've had bad experiences. Like anything you've put off because of bad experiences from your past, that doesn't mean you have to put them off forever. You're always allowed to go back to those things and live a happy and abundant life. Try this. Take a moment to mentally scan your body. How does it feel? Is there anything it wants to tell you? How grounded do you feel? How deep do your roots grow? Do you feel connected to Mother Earth? How about the cosmos? Contemplate your connection to the physical plane. When is the last time you walked barefoot outside? My cat is back in here, rubbing all up on the guidebook. So let's go to treat your body well now. I almost flipped right to it. Okay. Thai culture was influenced by Buddhism from the 12th century. Their holistic approach to living well and avoiding illness included physical activity, meditation, and herbal medicines. And massage. Thai massage, or Nuat Thai, combines Ayurvedic principles, acupressure, and assisted yoga positions. The technique is based upon energy lines, Sen in Thai, in and along the body, and the idea that these energy lines are responsible for balancing and energizing the physical, mental, and emotional processes in the body. It is believed this practice was used to treat Buddhist monks and nuns to ease sore muscles after hours of sitting in the lotus meditation pose. Massage is mentioned in the Pali Canon, the early surviving Buddhist scriptures. The practice of Nuat Thai was honored and preserved by Buddhist monks, who passed down the information from one master to the next and also through medical texts that were carved in stone. Yeah, so one of the things you could do for self-care is massage. Also, again, more of that low to medium impact exercise where it gets you out in nature specifically, I see being helpful. Some of you, the chiropractor as well, if you would like to go to that. And then the ancestors speak. Nurture your whole self and look after your physical body. Or if some of you too are neglecting diet, work on diet. Some of you do definitely need to work on better diet and better eating habits. Anyway, nurture your whole self and look after your physical body. People often think they don't have enough time to take care of themselves, but it is about making the time so you have more energy for yourself and others. Start caring for your body, heart, and mind to avoid tiredness or becoming disconnected from your spirit and energy source. Enjoy a massage, sign up for a yoga class, or add a suitable activity to your weekly or daily routine that will contribute to your wellness. That's the thing, it doesn't have to upend your life. You can find ways to incorporate it into your life. Your muscles will benefit from the exercise, and afterwards, your energy will flow better and you will feel re-energized. Divinatory meaning. This card may be a sign for you to learn massage, practice yoga, or engage in a therapeutic activity. As you become healthier and more energized, you'll be able to help others by passing on your know-how. If you already teach yoga or provide healing massage to others, this card is a confirmation that you are on the right track. Keep up the good work. Okay, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with the stack, and you can update your comment again in the future if you'd like to provide us with any updates. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And you can subscribe to or at least check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. That will be linked in the description down below. Thank you so much again, 3C, and take care.